Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at your July 2025 insights. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps below, which will take you directly to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please know that's the only way to book any of my services with me. So if anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that that's not me. Okay. Spirit, we are looking at July 2025 insights. Can we have a card for pile number 1, please? Can we have a card for pile number 2, please? Can we have a card for pile number 3, please? Pile number 1, you have medicine with the Mookaite Jasper crystal. Pile number 2, you have visionary with the Amazonite point. Pile number 3, you have discernment with the Botswana agate crystal. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Mookaite Jasper crystal, and your card is medicine with number 9. So this is an interesting card. I'm getting quite a few pieces of information from this card. I feel, first of all, that something is being brought into balance, okay? Something that could definitely have to do with, or which probably does have something to do with healing some aspect of your life. So that could be healing a relationship, like physically healing, either on like a physical level. This could be healing on an emotional level, mental, spiritual, anything like that. So something's like being brought into balance and something is healing. I feel also that you're gaining, or like either the tools that will help you get freedom from something, or you're actually gaining freedom from something. It's kind of like you're getting some sort of like piece of information or some kind of tool to heal something like that, right? And I feel like you might feel like your time is running out, and you might feel like this is coming in at the last minute, you know, before everything is about to just fall apart. That's how you might feel, okay? So I feel like there's some sort of, you're on the cusp of some sort of transformation. Now, here's the other thing that I'm also getting from this card is that, you know, a lot of times before we have this huge breakthrough, there can be kind of a shakeup, okay? So if you're already on the brink of feeling like, okay, if things don't happen today, then everything's gonna fall apart, or my time is running out, my money is running out, or my patience is running out, you know, whatever that is, I feel like if you're having that feeling, I feel like things might appear to be getting more chaotic for you, where it's like, okay, I just can't deal with this anymore. But then all of a sudden things shift. Okay, does that make sense? It's kind of like things might appear to be getting more difficult, but think of it like if you're learning, like let's say you want to learn something new, like a new skill, so that you can get a different job. Well, learning that skill could be so difficult that at certain times you want to give up, right? And you're like, oh, this is just too hard. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. but then all of a sudden that information clicks and you get it. And then you won't be stuck in that difficult period anymore because you understood, you got all the information, everything makes sense, and now you can go on, you can get that new job. Okay, now that's just an example. Obviously, that's not going to apply to every single person watching this, but just to kind of give you an idea about what's, like the general overview of what I'm seeing here. And I'm also hearing the word patience. Have patience. Everything is going to happen basically like in the right time. Okay. Now let's look at your other cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? What is going on for pile number 1 in July of 2025? So we have integrity, and I really need to take this card also. Oh, that one came out too, so let's take that one as well. Okay, so you have integrity. So again, look at how in the center of the cards that you have so far, everything is kind of coming into balance, and you see here things are coming into balance here. Like these are really balancing together, these first 3, and then here's coming another one that's going to come into balance, and then this one up here. So, and look at the rainbow, look at the clouds dissipating, and look at these little dots here. I feel like things are coming into your life where everything's going to make sense. Everything is going to come together. Like, remember I said you're getting some kind, like a piece of information or a tool or something like that. And with these dots, I feel like that represents kind of like something coming in that's making the clouds part, and dissipate. So something's coming in July where things are going to start to make sense. You're going to find a solution. You're definitely clearing the fog, clearing the haze, clearing like the grayness, the sense of being stuck. Okay, I feel like all of that is starting to clear. Okay, so where it's kind of like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you still have a little way to go, okay, to get to the very end. So I also feel like with integrity, it's like things in your life are coming into alignment. So remember when I said with your first card here that certain things or that you might feel a kind of a shakeup going on in your life. So I feel that certain things that aren't in alignment with like integrity and where you're going from this point forward, that could be specifically where you're seeing a shakeup. If certain things are not meant for you as you go forward, you could see increased difficulty with those things during this time. And also, number 9 here indicates that a phase is ending so that a new phase can begin, right? So there could be certain things that are not meant to follow you into this new phase of your life. Okay. Ooh, I love this. So you have cosmic flow, and look at how you have the rainbow right here. And then in cosmic flow, it's just kind of flowing into your whole life. And then look at like the water here. So I feel like your path forward, it might throw you a little curveball. I don't feel like it's going to be too extreme. Because you see how there's like the waves here. So I feel like your path forward could have a few little just little things like, oh, I didn't expect that. That's kind of interesting. But everything is there to line you up to exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay. And I really feel that from whatever information or whatever kind of comes into your life in July, from that point, things are going to start to flow much, much, much better, a lot easier for you, and you're going to start to feel much better. Okay, then we have the highest self here. So, it's really interesting because I feel like, so something's coming into your life that's going to help with this balance that we see here. Something's going to make sense. You're going to find a solution to a problem, which is then going to grant you freedom or the beginning of freedom from this feeling of like being stuck or like a lack of movement, however you want to word it. But I'm kind of getting the feeling like you may have become out of balance in your life because you needed to come into balance. Does that make sense? So something may have triggered your life to kind of feel increasingly out of balance so that it would be undeniable. And so that you could say, okay, this is not where I want to be. What do I need to do to change the situation? Or what do I need to heal my body? Do I need to make some changes in my life? And I feel like that's putting you in direct alignment and integrity with your highest self, with where you're supposed to be going from this point forward. So some of you might be seeing a shift in your focus, in your thought process, so this could be a shift in a relationship, job, career, where you live, kind of giving you a fresh perspective, almost like a third party perspective, like seeing something through someone else's eyes or something like that is what I'm getting here. And I feel also with this, shape that we have here, it's making me think of the world. So I feel like something pretty significant is coming to an end for you so that you can then start something new. Okay, so yeah, something kind of powerful is going on here for you in July. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 1? Is that 3? Okay, we're going to take 3 then, because these kind of are stuck in my hand. Okay. So we have eagle, trust your highest vision. Look at that. So trust your highest vision in your highest self. Okay, Spirit is definitely trying to tell you something right now. If you have this vision of doing something different, or kind of like, what is this that I'm getting here? Kind of like when you just know, you just know that this herb is going to help heal your body, or you just know that quitting this job and pursuing a passion in your life is going to heal your sense of like something lacking in your life. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm getting the sense that something within your intuition, within like the core of your being, is going to be coming through to you this month in July, and it's going to kind of awaken something in you that's going to help shift whatever it is that's going on here. So if medicine is literally talking about something that's going on with you health-wise, let's say you're searching for a new practitioner or a new medicine or herbal treatment or something like that, and you may come upon a certain practitioner and you can't really explain it, but you're saying to yourself, I can't really see into the future, but I just have a feeling that this person's going to help me, or that this particular treatment is going to help me, something like that, right? So, and it doesn't have to be health related. The medicine could be anything, like I said, it could be relationships, job, anything like that. Okay, so we have okay, so now you have alligator take intuitive action, and what was I just talking about? And all, 3 cards right in a row here are talking about intuition and those feelings that, if you're trying to tell somebody, if somebody's like, well, why do you want to go and do this particular thing? And you might say, well, I can't really explain it. It's just a feeling I have. And someone might say, well, that's kind of ridiculous. And it's like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter what someone else thinks, because your intuition is telling you about something that's coming up in July. And so Spirit says definitely listen to that and follow that intuition. And take action, right? You know how the alligator will sit there and wait for the perfect opportunity to jump and go forward towards something, toward an opportunity, right? That's exactly what I see you doing. It's like an instinct that you're going to have, like, okay, that's it right there. I need to go forward with that. Oh, I love this. So you have Stingray, discover peace and calm. And this is exactly what I've been talking about, where you're finding that balance, that peace and serenity is coming back. That cosmic flow is coming back into your life. You're going to start to feel better. What else is it with the Stingray card? I don't know if Spirit's going to tell me now or later. Oh, well, yeah, it's overall healing in your body. Like, I was drawn back to this card, the highest self. So, yeah, it's about your highest self, but it's also, I mean, look at the chakras, right? It's about your chakras being in balance, things, just you feeling better on all levels. So physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, all of those things kind of starting to come into alignment for you. Okay. What else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? Looking at July 2025. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, there's movement forward, whereas before something felt stuck. It's like, I'm running out of time. I don't know what to do. There aren't even any options. Nothing's lining up for me. That is like breaking. Okay, in July, you're getting some sort of information, something that's going to allow you to move forward. And like I said, it's something that you're going to feel in your bones, in your body. You're going to say, that's it. That's what I've been waiting for. And I feel you're just going to know. You're going to know that this particular thing stands with integrity. Okay, so if someone tells you something, like let's say it's a relationship and someone, maybe you are having a difficult period of time with this person, and someone says, hey, this is my plan to fix whatever's been going on in our relationship. And, you know, maybe in the past you didn't really believe this person or, you know, whatever, but this time you're like, no, I feel it. I feel that you're right. I feel that you're going to put in the effort, and you feel very comfortable going forward with this particular thing. Of course, that's just an example, you know, but, you know, it's kind of that same thing in any situation that you may have. The Chariot, look what I told you. So your first 2 tarot cards are all about movement forward. And with the Chariot, this is a very, very strong card. This is someone who knows where they're going and how to get there. And how do they know that? Because something is being brought to light. Something's being brought in, you know, out into the open in July for you, where something clicks. It's like, that I have the answers now. And do you see how this person here is just like, I have freedom. Finally, I have freedom. Okay, so there's a sense of kind of exhilaration that we get also with the Knight of Wands here, because it's like, okay, I'm no longer stuck. I'm not to the finish line yet, but things are moving finally. Yeah. And look at the moons here. There's 2 moons here on either side of this person's face. So intuition is going to play a critical role for you in July. And then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, so this card reminds me of, or makes me come back to integrity here, for a couple different reasons, because the King of Swords is integrity, right? But how the clouds have started to dissipate with integrity. And remember with the Chariot, I said, you're not there yet. You still have some way to go, but you're starting to see the way forward. And that's exactly what we have here with the integrity card. But back to integrity and the King of Swords. So in the other swords cards, in certain decks, that, you know, it can be really cloudy, and it's like the wind is blowing, and it's a little bit chaotic. I feel like that's what you're coming out of. Okay, here there's clarity. Here there's like you've gotten the answers, you've figured something out, you've solved some sort of problem because you've received that information. Okay, And I mean, look at the confidence in these three cards that you have so far. This is that confidence that I was talking about. It's also the peace and calm that we have with the stingray, okay? And this is intuition, this is transformation, this is coming out of one phase and going into another phase and a new cycle, something that's going to be much, much easier for you. Okay. And we have the Devil card. So whatever was holding you back before, you're breaking those chains. You're breaking the chains. It's no longer going to be holding you back. It's no longer going to have control in your life. Okay? And you're going to be moving forward. It's like you can see clearly, because you see here how this card is in the forest, and it can be hard to see through. And in a really, really dense forest, it can be hard to see the light, right? It can look very much darker when you're inside that dense forest than it actually is, because the sun could be shining bright, but it looks much darker in here. And so that's what I'm talking about with the King of Swords, how things, and also the Integrity card here, how things are shifting so that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The Empress card. So I'm getting a couple things here. So absolutely, you're going to feel much, much, much more comfortable. Okay. Things are healing. Things are healing so much for you that you can then give life, give birth to a new idea, a new situation in your life, a new chapter in your life. Okay. For some of you, maybe there was something going on with you physically. Maybe you really literally were trying to have a child, because if you can see here, the Empress is pregnant, and maybe for one reason or another, it wasn't the most ideal time, or you needed to take care of something first. So this could definitely be where you get that whatever it was, like that starts to come into balance, right? So that's possible. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really comment any more on that, but I'm just seeing that as one possibility here. But overall, things are coming into balance, and it's like, okay, I've got the answers now. I have everything that I need to come out of this period of control, right? And also look at the waterfall here and the water flowing right behind the Empress here. Remember, we have the cosmic flow here. So things just start to flow. Your life becomes much easier. Okay. For some of you, though, it could come after a period where, briefly things seem more chaotic, right? Like, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a healing crisis that could happen. Sometimes during like a Reiki session or acupuncture or something like that, where for a brief period of time your symptoms might actually seem to get worse, but then all of a sudden everything just kind of clears up. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing here, where something may seem for a very brief period of time that things seem to be more chaotic, but it's actually kind of just sweeping all of that up, and then everything settles, and then things get better for you. The other thing I'm seeing here is, again, your intuition is your best friend in July. Okay, look at this. You have highest self, right? Trust your highest vision, your intuitive, or take intuitive action, and then the High Priestess. The High Priestess is one of the most intuitive cards in the deck. So definitely listen to your intuition. And then we have the Emperor. And absolutely with the Emperor, see, this is what I've been talking about. So we're talking about listening to your intuition, because some piece of information, something that's coming into your life, some kind of clarity, like I said, information, communication, something like that, is allowing things to move forward. Okay, it's allowing you to create a plan of action. It's allowing you to say, okay, I got this piece of information. I met this person. I know this person combined with this specific technique can help me heal my body, or can help me, if I gain this skill, then I can get this job that I want. In those two combined, I'm seeing a plan, and I can put that plan into action. Okay, so I think it depends on where you are in your particular journey in July. Some of you may be just getting this piece of information or this communication, whatever it is, and you're kind of putting these thoughts together and kind of getting things together in your mind during July. And others of you may be going through that process, and then you're starting to write things down during July, and then you're starting to take action, right? But wherever you are in your journey, there's something is shifting for you in July. Yeah, look, and then we have the King of Wands. So you see how interesting this is, how we started with the Knight of Wands, and then we go through this journey here, and then all of a sudden we're with the King of Wands. And look at how powerful your cards are. So let me just run through it real quick. You have the Knight of Wands, the Chariot, the King of Swords, the Devil, the Empress, the Emperor, and the King of Wands. I mean, these are some powerful cards, okay? And the only negative card that you have here is the Devil card, which I told you you're getting control, you're breaking these chains, okay? It's like the Devil cannot stand up to all of these other cards here. I mean, it's just, the Devil is not powerful enough to like, keep control over all of these cards that you have here. It's just not possible, okay? So with the King of Wands, I feel like you are getting yourself back. You're getting your energy back. You're getting your focus back. You're feeling empowered, okay? And you're putting something into action. You've taken those first steps toward this vision, toward this goal, toward fixing something that was out of balance, okay? Very interesting. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is what I was just talking about, where you're getting the ball rolling in July. Some of you will be a little further along. Some of you, it will go a little bit faster. But I feel for all of you, it's kind of this slower progression, right? Where you're working on it every day. Your focus has shifted to production of some kind or healing of some kind. And typically those type of things don't happen overnight. It's more of an accumulative process where, when they first started making this tapestry, whatever this is here, it didn't start out like this, right? These people started out probably with one little string here, and then got that one, and then they got all of them on top, and now, it's coming together. You're getting that picture. So slow and steady is going to win the race for you. So have patience, have dedication, focus, all of those things. But look at all the progress. Do you see this? So I'm feeling like for you in July, it's going to be like you're taking it one step at a time, slow and methodical. But then all of a sudden, it's like, wow, I've actually made some progress, and I can see the progress that I've made. The Five of Swords, yeah. So what is happening here? And I love that the Five of Swords is below the King of Swords. Okay, so what's happening here is I just heard cutting ties. Okay, so you could be cutting ties with a person. You could be cutting ties with an unhealthy attachment to someone or something, which could be a person, place, or thing. It could be a person, a job, a habit, an addiction, anything like that. It could be cutting ties with the way that you talk to yourself, okay? Maybe you're healing something about yourself where you've been, talking to yourself in a way that's not productive. Maybe you've been putting yourself down, or maybe someone else was putting you down. Maybe a job was draining your energy. And I do get a sense that It's like, okay, now I have the answers. Now I have my power back, right? Things are making sense. I have a solution, so I no longer need to be here anymore. And you're walking away from the Five of Swords and walking into integrity. And another thing I love about this particular Five of Swords is that you have these butterflies right here, which is absolutely really showing that transformation from this into integrity. It's really cool Five of Swords, in my opinion. Okay. Then we have the Queen of Cups. I mean, look at how powerful you're becoming. This is amazing. You have all of these very powerful, powerful beings. Knight of Wands, King of Swords, Empress, Emperor, King of Wands, the Queen of Cups. I mean, you're coming into yourself. You're getting yourself back. You're getting your power back. You're feeling like you're listening to your intuition again. You're rising above any problems. Okay, things are absolutely starting to shift and balance out for you. Again, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. I feel that, remember I talked about this little shakeup that might be happening for you? I feel that the shakeup for some of you could be breaking away from something that was becoming somehow toxic in your life. And so the shakeup could be you actually breaking away from that, which can be, you know, a painful process because something can be really bad for us, but at the same time we're attached to it and we don't want it to leave, right? But it's like once you do that, then that's when you're kind of awakened to this balance and healing. That's when the healing can really start, okay? And then we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, so what I was just saying, let's continue on with that. So once you break away from something or something breaks away from you, okay, then the healing can start. And then what happens? Flow. Okay, look at the flow we have here, like cosmic flow, the Empress, and then the flow is continuing here. And at this point, you're starting to see things like rewards for all this hard work that you've put in, okay? You're starting to see results, okay? So let's say that you broke free from a workplace that may have been toxic, or, you know, just maybe there was no growth there or something like that. Maybe you broke free from a toxic relationship and you're starting to heal from that. So let's say if you broke free from a toxic workplace and you've healed from that and you've put your resume out, and you're looking for a new job, maybe you up-leveled your skills a little bit. Here, you're starting to see callbacks, you know, an interest in you, in the skills that you have, in someone wanting to talk to you regarding a job offer, or, you know, whatever your situation is, but just with that example. Okay, and then you have the Six of Swords. I love this. I just love this for you. So what's happening in the Six of Swords, or with the Six of Swords, is that you're moving out, moving away from something that was just creating an imbalance with you, probably physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And you're so protected on this journey away. Okay, take your time. You don't need to rush through this. I think that's very important for you to take your time. You're definitely going into like a better situation, leaving something behind that was very, very painful, where it may have been toxic. You may have felt stuck. You may have felt like you were losing your self-esteem, your drive, whatever it was. I feel there's a little bit of mystery also with where you're going, but Spirit says that's okay. Just listen to your intuition and your higher self, okay, and go forward. The other thing I'm seeing here is this is the Six of Swords. So something that may have become like intolerable, unbearable in June, I feel it's shifting for you in July. And that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you. Please like and subscribe if that resonates with you. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Amazonite point, and your card is Visionary with number 22. I feel like there's something that's taking shape for you in July. So I feel like there's a vision taking shape, or you're taking some sort of action. I feel like you're trusting in this vision or this action, trusting that it's going to lead you to where you want to be, right? It's like something is going to get you to exactly where you want to be in your life, okay? So it could be a dream that you have, a goal that you have. So for some of you, you could be finding, like putting the pieces together, and then you're starting to move forward, right? And then others of you might have like a flash of an idea. Maybe you've been wanting to make some changes in your life, but you haven't quite figured it out yet. And then you get this flash of an idea, like this vision, and you say, that's it. That's exactly what I've been looking for. And then from there, you start to develop a plan and start to move forward. So it depends on where you are on your journey in July, but definitely things are starting to fall into place for you. And Spirit says, keep working hard to, toward manifesting whatever this is that you're going to be working on. And I feel like, all the details, the plans, everything like that, everything's starting to come together for you. It's like this idea is born, a plan is born. So definitely it seems to be an exciting time for you in July. What else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? We're looking at July 2025. Okay, those must be your 2 cards. Okay. Ooh, interesting. So you have be open. I told you, it's like a vision is taking shape. Some of you may get like a flash of an idea. And it's like, pulling back the curtain and saying, oh, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been envisioning, or exactly what I've been wanting. Okay, so I feel like something's coming to light. And I don't know, for some reason, like this globe that we see here is making me think that it's representing this rainbow here. So it's some kind of idea, some kind of plan that you're going to be working on is going to lead you to like the rainbow, right? So like this great joy, this great like emotional fulfillment, okay? Something that's going to be very exciting, very fun. Yeah, and so with be open, I feel like be open to all the possibilities. Don't close yourself off. Don't be afraid to try something new or unconventional. Just be open to what might show up at your door, okay? Ooh, I love this. Future self, because how did I say it a minute ago? What did I say? Now I can't remember exactly what I said. But you're kind of, what was it? Something about fulfillment. Sorry, sometimes I get so like engrossed in the energies that I can't remember exactly what I said like 2 minutes ago. But it was something about like fulfillment and feeling like whatever this idea is, it's like you're hitting on an idea that's, it's kind of like a feeling where maybe you didn't know exactly what you were looking for. You just felt like, I want to make a change in my life, but you didn't know exactly what it was. And then something appears and you're like, that's it. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay. And I'm also feeling with the future self that you're kind of like making an agreement with yourself, or fulfilling an agreement that you made with yourself when you came into this life. Okay, so I feel that this, whatever's going on here is very, very important, especially with number 22. Okay, and future self, So be open to kind of like curveballs or something like that that might, like, let's say if you had a particular direction, you're like, oh, this is gonna work, this is the best idea, and I'm gonna do it A, B, and C. And then all of a sudden something comes along where instead of being A, B, and C, it's like, you know, A, C, B, and you're like, oh, well, I didn't look at it that way before, but actually that might work better. Okay, so just be open, be flexible, Spirit says, because you never know what might appear and what might make things a little bit better for you. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 2? All right. Oh, okay, so we have Bat, face your fears. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Oh, yeah, because look here. So this could be like a stage, you know, if you go to like a play or a concert or something like that, and you have the curtains and then the curtains part, and, you know, at that point, someone's on stage performing typically, right? So it doesn't have to be literally, you know, being on stage and performing. It absolutely could be, okay? But so it could be literal or it could be metaphorical for you to face your fears. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, okay? Because something about what you're doing in July is either what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, or it's connected to it, or something like that. Something about it is written in your soul contract, I feel. And it could also be like a lesson you're learning or something you're going through in this lifetime that you're supposed to accomplish and conquer, right? Like facing your fears. So I'm seeing talent, I'm seeing ambition, and what Spirit is showing me is that you don't want to temper that. You don't want to hide that. You want to put it out there because it's going to be well received. Okay, and then you got 2 cards here. These both wanted to come out. So let's see what we have. So we have Starfish with find internal validation. Yeah, this makes sense, doesn't it? Face your fears, find internal validation. Don't let your ego talk you out of doing beautiful things with your life, okay? Know that you're worthy. Know that you have the talent, you have the skill, you have the vision, you have, you know, whatever it is, like, you can do this, okay? You have what it takes. Why not you? Okay, so some of you may be saying, yeah, but, you know, other people are better than me, or, you know, well, in most things, most of the time, someone's could be better at it than you, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't do it too. That doesn't mean that you can't one day exceed that person who's better than you. It doesn't mean that you can't learn it a little bit differently and you know, offer things a little bit different, or have a different perspective, or, you know, like I said, exceed whatever your fear is. Maybe you fear like, well, I'm not good enough, other people are better than me, or whatever. Well, you know, at one point that person had to learn it too, right? So don't hold yourself back. Don't let your fears hold you back. Okay. Snake, welcome higher guidance. Oh, very interesting. Like I said earlier, don't be afraid to entertain certain ideas that may seem a little bit different, okay? Because I'm feeling like with snake and shedding skin, there's something about like shedding skin from an old idea and shedding skin from an old identity. So I'm trying to like put this into words, like what I'm feeling. So like with an idea, don't be afraid to change things a little bit. So when the snake sheds its skin, right, the snake is still there, right? But it has growth and, you know, somewhat of like transformation, transition. And so I feel like part of your idea, part of your vision, because you have be open here, I feel like if you might get some kind of higher guidance. You might have like a flash of intuition that could really help this idea kind of skyrocket, or could help, maybe you enhance something, or you put something ahead of something else, or I hope this is making sense to some of you, because I'm getting like these feelings, but it's like, it's very, very general. So, yeah, it just be open to changing things slightly, or to hearing a different perspective, or seeing a different perspective, or something like that. Okay. Because there could be like this flash of insight or something that could be the answer to make whatever this vision is, this goal that you have, really, really take off. Okay. Let's look at your tarot cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 2? Okay. These two seem to be important. Let's see. So we have the 7 of Wands. This is what I was just talking about. Having like a different perspective. And look at all the snakes. It's like some kind of serpent here. Very interesting card. There's a couple things I'm getting from this card. So having a different perspective, allowing that higher guidance in, because these two cards are absolutely connected together. Also, face your fears. Don't allow your fears to hold you back. You may feel unprepared to move forward with this vision, this goal that you have. Oh, okay. Some of you will feel unprepared, but an opportunity is going to present itself. And Spirit is saying, don't pass up that opportunity. You may not feel 100% ready, but Spirit says do it anyway, because you can tweak things. You can perfect things as you go, right? And it probably won't ever be 100% perfect, right? The most important thing is to just get started, okay? So be open to an opportunity that could be, I just heard flashing before your eyes. So something that just comes out of the blue, because that's going to be connected to your higher guidance. It could be like a spirit guide, or just like this opening for you that's really going to get your foot in the door somehow. Wow. So you have the Death card here. Do you see what I see? This is just okay. I need to take a second here, because this is so cool. Do you see how we have the curtains here? Do you see it? These are curtains. And then look, you have the curtains right here with be open. I'm telling you, I feel like something surprising there's going to be some sort of opportunity for you. Don't be afraid to take it. Face your fears, because this opportunity, you're going to feel unprepared. You're going to be like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm not completely ready. You're never going to feel 100% ready. You need to just jump, right? Take that leap of faith, jump, go for it, say yes to something, okay? It's going to change everything for you. Everything. Look, there's literally a frog in this bottle that's ready to jump out of the bottle, okay? You're ready. You're not going to feel ready. I mean, some of you may feel ready, but you may have this fear like, oh, I think I'm ready, but I don't think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready. Okay. So, and then others of you may be like, no, I'm definitely not ready, but you are. Okay. Spirit says you are. You have this great vision, this great goal, an opportunity could be presenting itself. Go for it. Take a leap of faith. The Queen of Cups. You will be so happy. You will be so happy. You have a vision. Look, do you see how the Queen has her cup here? And then visionary. So the Queen looks at the cup. The queen feels these deep emotions and has these visions with this cup, visualizing something. That's exactly what you're doing with this card. And number 22, I'm telling you, there's something that's going to happen. It could be like a serendipitous meeting. You might be in the right place at the right time. This could be where it's the perfect time to launch something because it's going to take off. You could have a stroke of luck where your idea just hits at the right time, and it might look like an overnight success, but obviously you've been working on this behind the scenes for a little while. But listen to your intuition, face your fears, be bold as you go forward. You know what else I'm seeing here? Look at this on the queen. Do you see how there's like this tapestry here, like this cloth? Okay, and as I was reaching for your next card, I saw that originally this cloth was like covering the queen, but then it was lifted up. And so now we can see the queen. And you have these curtains being parted here. There's something like you're coming into some kind of vision, some piece of information or something that's going to change things for you. What did I just say? Literally, the high priestess is what I just said. You're coming into a piece of information, this vision that you're getting. Things are making sense. Things are clicking. You didn't have this before, but you get it in July. Okay, so your intuition is very, very important for you in July. Follow that. Listen to that. Don't doubt it. Okay. This could also have something to do with your internal validation. Maybe that's this piece of information that you're getting. Maybe somebody looks at your talent, your skill, your ideas, you know, something, this vision, this dream that you have, this goal that you have. And maybe you're like, you know, it would be so amazing if I could, you know, do this for a job or for work, if I could make money doing this. And this is just an example, right? And then maybe one day you're talking to someone and they're like, oh, what have you been up to? And you're like, you know, I don't know, nothing really. I just kind of been working on this thing. And they're like, well, what is it? And you're like, oh, nothing. And they kind of, you know, get you to talk about it. And then this person's like, wait a minute, slow down a minute. Let me hear more about this. And then, you know, somebody's like, no, this is like a great idea. Okay. So this could be like where the internal validation comes from, where then you start to feel that validation within yourself. You feel more confident. You have some kind of information. Okay, so that's one example. The other thing, like I said right before I pulled this card, is finding that answer that was once hidden from you by these curtains. Okay, or the cloth that we have here. And then we have the Empress. Wow. So the High Priestess and the Empress, listen to your intuition. Welcome that higher guidance. I feel your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher power, whatever that may be. I feel all of these things are going to be communicating with you. Okay. I feel that this vision that you have is absolutely yours. And Spirit says, I want you to feel it. I want you to know exactly how it's going to feel when this manifests into your life, because it's going to happen. You're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, is what Spirit says. And it's going to bring you exactly what you want and possibly more. It's going to bring you a lot of comfort. It's going to bring you, like, I feel like you're definitely starting a new phase in your life, especially because you have Death here and then you have the Empress here, because in a lot of decks, the Empress is pregnant. Okay, so it's like death and rebirth. We literally see it here. Okay, and then you have the High Priestess in the middle, which is interesting because, you know, both the High Priestess and the Empress can both mean, to me anyway, like a waiting period. Okay. Especially with, well, actually both of them to me mean that. But if we look at the Empress with, you know, being pregnant for, you know, these 9 months that, you know, the child is forming. And so it's like that idea is forming, right? This vision is forming, it's taking shape. So yeah, death and rebirth, it's literally right here in your cards. Very interesting. And then we have the King of Cups. Things are coming together. Elements are coming together. You have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So this could represent people. Okay, let's say that you're presenting an idea, or you're trying to get a new job, or you're let's see, what else could it be? Really anything. Maybe you're trying to get a loan. You know, it's you're being discovered by the right people at the right time. You, your idea, your talents. Maybe you own a business and you need to hire people to help manage and run that company. Maybe you're hiring, you know, support staff or whatever it is. You're finding the right people. You're finding people with integrity, people who understand your vision, people who see your talent, your dedication, you know, all of these things, and people who will want to help you if that is relevant to your particular situation, right? Because, you know, this is a general reading. The Queen and King of Cups can also represent you coming into balance, you having this vision, you perfecting this vision, you going forward, finding the answers, having patience and taking the time to develop this thing and, you know, work through all of the details, especially at the end. You know, it can seem like you're going along, everything's great, and at the end trying to get all the little details together, it may seem like it's taking a little bit of time, but then all of a sudden everything, you know, comes together and you're moving forward. Okay, then we have the Three of Swords. So what is going on with the Three of Swords? Why do you feel so sad? I mean, this could be your fears. This could be you going along. It's like, I have this plan, I have this vision, I have this goal, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling excellent. And then right before you really need to take that leap of faith, you're saying, no, I'm scared. I can't do it. I don't want to say goodbye to my old life. I'm terrified. And you may feel like you want to just crawl back into, you know, bed and just not deal with anything, because it's so terrifying taking that leap of faith. Because, you know, doing all of the production before you actually launch something, you know, where you're working behind the scenes and you're feeling very confident, and then it's time for you to step up on that stage and present everything. It could be like, whoa, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I don't want to do it. Remember, I told you, you're probably not going to feel 100% ready, but do it anyway. Okay. I feel like that's what's going on here. Also, another thing that can be going on with the Three of Swords is that some of you may be needing to say goodbye to your old life. Okay. Some of you, let's say that with visionary, you are developing a new skill and you want to start a new career, and then you gain this skill, you start looking for jobs, and you have the most amazing job opportunity, but it's going to take you to a different state, to a different country. You have to move, you have to pick up and move. And there's this, you know, feeling of, oh, I don't want to do that. Can I do that? And you're feeling unprepared, you're feeling not ready. So it could be something like that too, right? Where there could be a shakeup going on here where you have to, you know, face your fears and do it anyway. Okay. Interesting. So here you have the Nine of Wands. I feel like this is connected to the Three of Swords. I feel like, as you're getting ready to launch something, I feel like it could be going along. And then I'm telling you, it's like it gets to a point where it's like, no, wait a minute, this is going too fast. Even though it doesn't seem to be going that fast, but then all of a sudden everything lines up and it's like, no, we're ready to launch. And you're like, whoa, I need a minute. I just need a minute. And so I feel like you may go through, like, as you're transitioning, They give it like this. So if you were like a caterpillar, right? And you're going into the cocoon and you're transforming into the butterfly, that process can be very painful. It can be very scary, right? That's why we have face your fears, future self. Like, in order to get to your future self, you have to face your fears. You have to welcome this vision and the guidance that you're getting to go forward, even though you're terrified. Okay. And so with Nine of Wands, I feel like it's just this little leap of faith. Okay. It's probably going to be a little painful and very, very scary at first, but that little leap of faith, it's like once you do that, I feel like it's going to be a breath of fresh air. There might be a little bit of a transition period, but you're going to get through it. And I feel like it's going to make you feel more powerful and determined once you get through that little leap of faith. Yeah. And then we have the Knight of Cups. I mean, look at this. You have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. And and then the High Priestess and the Empress card. Look at all these cards right here. Look at this powerhouse of energy that you have. So the Knight of Cups, I absolutely feel like you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a goal. This is something that I feel was written in your soul contract. You're starting to align yourself with the path that you're supposed to be on in this lifetime. And maybe you were already on the path, but there's something going on with this particular vision, idea, goal that you have in July that is really, really lining up with your future self, with who you're supposed to become. Okay. So keep going forward with confidence, even though you may feel like you're not ready, even though you may feel like you don't have all the details. This is something that I feel is going to bring you great success, okay, especially with the Empress card here and also the Queen and King of Cups. But it's going to bring you great success because you're following your heart and you're doing it with integrity. Okay, then we have the Five of Wands. Oh, So with the Five of Wands, what I heard, there's a dragon here, but what I heard was slay your dragons, which would be your fears. Okay, face your fears. Do you see here how you have face your fears with bat? And then here, you're, slaying those dragons, as they say. You're facing your fears. You're turning your fears into internal power. Okay, what Spirit is showing me is that you're talking to yourself with strength. You're telling yourself, I can do this, I am doing it, I'm going to be great at this, instead of saying, oh no, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I make a fool of myself? No. Using confidence. So you're either doing this, you're going to do this, or Spirit is saying that's what you need to do. Don't talk negatively to yourself. Do you see these cards? You see here in the Seven of Wands here, this person doesn't have any clothes on, okay? But he said, you know what? I'm not 100% prepared, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't have a choice. I need to just be my powerful self and go forward, okay? That's what's happening here also in the Five of Wands, facing those fears anyway, doing it anyway. And like I said earlier, this it's not going to last that long. This period of discomfort, it's kind of like, let's say public speaking. A lot of people have a great fear of public speaking. But when someone gets up in front of a crowd or in front of, a class or a seminar or whatever it is, and they get up there and they know what they're talking about and they face their fear, and then it can become kind of exhilarating where they're like, wow, I did it. And, I didn't have a panic attack. I didn't, fall over and pass out. And so it can be kind of exhilarating. I feel like that's what's going to happen with you. It's like you do it that one time, you rip off the Band-Aid, you just take that leap of faith, and then it's like, wow, I love this. Okay. Then we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, and this is what I was just talking about, where things are coming together. You're absolutely loving where you're going, where you land. You're pursuing something that is in your heart. It's like, I feel like it's in your DNA. It's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Things are going to be coming together for you. There's like this synergistic energy of balance and just like meeting the right people at the right time, getting all the right details at the right time, everything coming together. And you're absolutely going to love where it takes you. Look at this. So you have the Six of Wands. This is victory. This is you coming out on top. This is you winning. Remember, I just said how you know, if you have a fear of public speaking, you do it for the first time, and then after that it's like exhilarating. You're like, wow, I did great, and I didn't pass out, and people loved what I was talking about, and it's giving you like that validation, that sense of, yes, I am on the right path. Okay, you're going to conquer your fears. You're going to face your demons, your dragons, whatever you want to call it. You're going to slay those. You're going to come out on top. You're going to be so successful with this vision that you have here. You're going to be so successful. Also, look out for signs from the universe with number 22. That could be something significant for you. It could be like the 22nd of July. It could be like 220, like a time, 222, 722, 522, something like that. Okay. So that is your reading. I wish you so much luck. And if you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. If you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. You have the Botswana Agate, and your card is Discernment with number 25. I feel with the musical notes here and the instrument and the bird, it's very, very important for you in July to listen. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to what people are saying and also what people are doing. Okay, so this could be a specific message for some of you, to make sure that what people are saying matches up with what they're doing. Okay, so also like listening to what's going on around you. Okay, see, I'm trying to get like a full picture, but there's something, it's like something's going on around you and you need to pay attention. You need to listen. It's almost like there could be like a hidden meaning or a message or something, which could be either positive or negative, right? So let's say, for instance, there could be, you know, a hidden message in something which could be a clue for you as far as like how to move forward with a dream that you have or a vision that you have, or it could be listening to what people are saying and reading between the lines. So if someone's like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and that, maybe you're in a relationship and someone is saying that to you, but you're not seeing that action being taken, read between the lines, okay? And then use your discernment as far as how you want to proceed from there, okay? Because I'm getting the sense that the universe is going to be giving you very clear clues in July, okay? So you want to focus this month. You want to like put down distractions. You want to understand what you're seeing and hearing, and you want to take action from there, okay? I feel also you want to be patient. I feel like you don't want to rush anything, so don't rush into saying yes or saying no. Make sure that you have all of the details. Definitely, you know, you're going to get a sign, I feel. So definitely wait until things are clear. Wait until you get like this full picture, okay? And I feel like you will also so like, let's say you get some sort of information and you're saying, okay, I feel like now I need to take this particular action. I feel like you're going to get confirmation after you get that first piece of information. Okay. Let's see what else is going on for pile number 3 in July 2025. Ooh, yeah. So you have release here. So I feel for some of you, you're getting information that will help you release yourself from a situation that's no longer meant for you. I feel also some of you will be getting answers to a situation, which could be a yes or no answer. So let's say like you've been trying to get a loan for something and you've been waiting for an answer. Okay, so you could be getting an answer about a loan. Maybe that answer is yes, and now you're released from waiting. You're released from financial difficulty. You can then move forward. Okay, if someone says, I'm going to do this, and you're listening to what they're saying, but you're not seeing the action match up, if you want, you can release yourself from that situation. Okay, so whatever it is, I feel that it's there. Oops. Oh, I think that one wants to come out. I just knocked it and it almost fell out of the deck. Okay, or it did fall out, or sort of. Okay, anyway, you understand what I'm saying, I think. I feel there's some kind of information if you just listen closely. If you're patient, something's going to be coming to light that's going to release you from some sort of stagnation, I'm feeling. It's like, oh, okay, I finally have the answers. Now I can go forward. Okay. Courage. Yeah. And it might be painful for you to take that step, right? Because some of you are going to be leaving a situation that you once loved being in, but now it's like, I'm not feeling it anymore. So it's going to take courage in that sense. And then others of you are getting this piece of information that's going to allow you to move forward with something that's very, very positive. I mean, either way, I'm feeling like this is very positive, especially because you have the music here. This is very healing, very soothing, very peaceful. But for some of you, this release is going to be, for some of you, this release is going to hold fear, because you're going to be able to move forward with a dream that you have. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I have to take a leap of faith here. And that's kind of scary. Okay. Others of you need to release so the release would be releasing that fear. Others of you are going to need to release something that had great meaning in your life at one point, but now that flame is fading. So you're going to need to release something that is no longer in harmony in your life. So for some of you, this is going to be a painful process. Okay. Have courage. Okay. Whether it's a painful process breaking away from something, or whether you need courage to, put your fears to rest and go forward, just know that things are going to get better. This is just the beginning for you. Things are going to balance out for you. Okay. What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Lion, embrace honesty and generosity. Yeah, so this makes sense because remember we're talking with discernment here, listening. Okay, what are you hearing? So embrace honesty in the sense of what are you hearing? Okay. Don't try to sugarcoat things with yourself if what you're hearing is not what you want to hear. Okay, so let's say for instance that you're in a relationship and it's been taking a turn for the worse. And you're wanting to hear this other person tell you, I'm going to make these changes or things are going to get better or whatever. But that's not lining up with what you're seeing. So embrace honesty, have courage and embrace the honesty. Okay. The other part of this card with the lion, well, it lines up with courage, right? So embrace generosity. So don't be afraid to accept something, right? Especially if it's something that's going to require you to take a leap of faith. So don't discourage something or discount something or deny something, because accepting that means that you're going to have to make changes and you're going to have to take a leap of faith, which can be very, very scary. So this would be like, you know, on the positive side where you may be getting an opportunity, but before you take that leap of faith, you may be like, well, no, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. And so you might allow that opportunity to pass you up. But Spirit is saying, have the courage, release those fears, and go forward anyway. Okay. Oh, I love this. So you have zebra, break free of the box. Yeah. You need to release something. In July, you need to release something. You will be releasing something. It's going to take courage, but it's time. Okay? It's time for you to literally break free of the box. And look at what you have here. You have a pathway here. It's time to move forward in one form or another in July. And it's critical that you pay attention to the clues, to what you're hearing, what you're seeing, your intuition, you know, all of these things. And it's going to get you to a better place. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 3, please? We're looking at July 2025 for pile number 3. Okay. Yeah. So the 5 of Wands, you need to release control. It's right under release. Okay. So the 5 of Wands, let's see, how do I say this within your reading? Okay, so the 5 of Wands can sometimes show people who are kind of arguing, everyone's talking at the same time. It's more important to kind of force your viewpoint onto somebody instead of communicating and understanding, right? That's what 5 of Wands can indicate at certain times. Okay. Now look at this 5 of Wands. It's kind of like these people are like, hey, here's my point of view with the wand, but there doesn't seem to be any like major conflict. Okay. This is what I was talking about with discernment to start. I have other things to say about this card, but where you're kind of sitting back and watching, listening, instead of trying to argue, or, you know, it's kind of like, okay, someone told me they're going to do something. I listened to their words. Now I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to watch what they do. I feel like that's what's going on here with the 5 of Wands. The other thing that I feel going on with the 5 of Wands has to do with you internally. Okay, so what are you releasing? You're releasing fears that you may have, you know, with discernment. You know, maybe you're getting a piece of information that's going to allow you to move forward with a dream that you have. And so the 5 of Wands, you could be fighting with yourself internally, like, no, I'm not ready yet. But everything around you is saying, no, but you are. And there's this perfect opportunity right in front of you. Okay. So the 5 of Wands could be indicating releasing those fears and releasing this internal struggle within yourself and having courage to take advantage of an opportunity. Okay. And break free of kind of this anxious prison that we can sometimes find ourselves in, right? This where we have anxiety about trying something new or making changes, and, you know, what if it doesn't work out, and all of these questions that we can have. But it's like, okay, at some point we need to break free of that and release our ideas into the world because we have great ideas, right? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel there's something going on here with developing something. This could have something to do with career, feeling safe and comfortable in your home, accomplishing something, feeling valued, okay? Hearing and seeing value in what somebody is telling you or showing you, or a lack of value in what you're seeing and hearing, okay? And then making a decision, putting yourself first, okay? So if somebody's in your life saying, oh, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna do this and this and that, and you're like, okay, let me sit back, let me not say anything, let me just observe, okay? And then making a decision. So it's important for you in July also to listen to your highest good. Okay, what is best for you? Okay, it's not being selfish, it's taking care of yourself. Self-care, making sure that your decisions in July are helping you to feel grounded, to feel safe and secure and productive and healthy. Okay, healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I'm getting that that's very important for you. Okay, feeling safe and comfort, all of these things. Okay. And I'm also hearing with the Queen of Pentacles, again, I'm hearing embrace honesty. So that can mean a couple different things. Embrace the reality of honesty. So like if somebody's telling you one thing but doing another thing, embrace the honesty in that action. So they may be telling you something and they may be telling you a lie, but what I'm saying with embrace the honesty, embrace what is actually happening in the situation. Maybe at work, maybe your boss is saying, oh yeah, we're gonna change your schedule, but it's just, you know, just give me a month or two. And you're like, no, this person's not listening to me. Like, I can't work like this any longer. Listen to the honesty of like reading between the lines. What is this person actually saying versus what they're doing? Okay, so July, it's about you. You need to take care of yourself. You need to put yourself first, okay? Then we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, so by doing that, you're going to be allowing yourself to line up with integrity, okay? Either someone or something or yourself, you're either going to step up to the plate and take action on something and prove yourself, or someone else is going to prove things to you so that you can move forward in unity, or it needs to fall apart and you need to release it so that better things can fall together in your life. Does that make sense? So this could also indicate with the Four of Wands that you need to release your fears. You need to pursue this idea that you have, okay? You need to have courage. You need to go forward. You need to embrace the honesty of the situation within yourself, knowing that releasing your fears and having courage to go forward, this honesty is that you're falling in line with exactly where you're supposed to be at this point in your life. Does that make sense? So with breaking free of the box and actually listening to what's going on, if you do that and you follow your intuition with what you're seeing and what you're hearing, it's going to land you in a place where everything starts coming together and you're building a foundation with something that has integrity. You're around people, places, and things that have integrity as well. Okay. And also you're honoring yourself, like your true self. The Knight of Pentacles. There's something about releasing something that no longer suits you. So this could be a person, place, thing, fear, whatever it is, okay? Maybe you've had self-doubts, like maybe you've had this idea, this vision of something that you want to do in your life, but you've had self-doubts. And you're releasing those fears, you're releasing those negative thoughts, and you take this courage and you say, okay, now's the time. You're the Five of Wands and you're saying, okay, I'm being strong. I'm no longer talking myself out of things. And you're taking this leap of faith and you're going forward. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, there's movement forward. I feel like this is a shift on like a whole cellular level that's going on for you in July. I feel like it's going to be a slow process, but I feel like you're going to love how you come out at the end of this process. I feel like there's something going on. If you choose to go forward with it, if you choose to listen to what's really going on, that you're going to see things really, really change and transform in your life. And you're going to love the results that happen. Look at that. Now you have the Knight of Wands. There seems to be some kind of great movement going forward. Like I said, putting yourself first, putting your desires first, your passions first, right? If something over here with discernment is kind of sucking the life out of your body and it's making you feel drained, okay, and it was causing conflict in your life, then what I'm seeing in July is that you either will be or need to be listening to that. Like listening to, how do things make you feel? When somebody talks to you and says something, how does that make you feel? Okay. When you talk to yourself, when you know, are you positive? Are you negative? There's something going on here that you need to release. Once you release that and you have courage, look at all the movement that we have here. So it's like, then you release something and then you're able to pursue other things that are in better alignment, that don't cause this kind of chaos in your life that you could have with the Five of Wands. There's more stability. There's more energy also, because I feel like something over here could have been draining your energy, okay, whether it was you or someone else. So you're getting more energy. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. This is very interesting, this particular Nine of Swords, because it's with that release that you're getting more energy, right? And I feel like it's kind of releasing whatever it is that you're discerning over here that's no longer good for you on some level. Like something needs to change, okay? And you're getting signs. So it's like listening to those signs. And once you release that and you have courage to move forward, it kind of triggers something in you, okay? And having said that, look at this Nine of Swords. So you have a great fear about something. And if you look right here, it's like a battle going on, and that could be facing your fears, okay? That could be having courage to take something on, but you're winning. Okay, so the Nine of Swords is about having a fear that typically doesn't come true. So your greatest fear is not going to manifest, okay? You're like overcoming some kind of fear. You're releasing something and you're moving forward away from this fear, from something that was holding you back. Because I feel over here, or even before this card, I feel that you feel there's something that's kind of holding you back. You feel something's not quite right. And you're in July, Spirit says it's important for you to listen and to see those signs, because it's going to become more and more apparent, okay? And then I feel that it's going to take courage. It's going to be like, I just need to, like, I've seen everything that I need to see. Now I'm going to release this particular thing from my mind and I'm going to move forward. Okay, so this could be releasing someone from your mind. This could be saying, you know what, I deserve better than what this job is giving me. I should be treated better. I should be paid more, whatever it is, right? And so facing those fears and moving on, moving away from something that's not working for you. Yeah, exactly. You have the Ten of Pentacles now. Why do you have the Ten of Pentacles? Because you face those fears, you release something that was no longer working for you. Here, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, you're moving forward. You're moving into a period of time with the Queen of Pentacles where you're more balanced, you're more grounded, you're starting a new foundation. Things are making sense. You're listening to yourself, to your intuition, you're valuing yourself, right? And your self-worth, all of those things. And then you get the Ten of Pentacles. So you're feeling like you've achieved something, like you accomplished something. You worked very, very hard to work up the courage to fix something, to break free from something that had some kind of control over you, or something like that. And you're walking into a period of time with great abundance. So if you're leaving a job, okay, you're getting a new opportunity to make more money, to be appreciated, to have a better, more stable work environment. If it's releasing a negative situation in a relationship, whether you're working through it or leaving that relationship altogether, what's happening is a better foundation, a better structured situation, something that will actually last instead of something that's on very, very shaky ground. Okay. So things, excuse me, things are going to get better for you, but you have to pay particular attention to what's going on around you. Okay, then we have the Empress. I think the Empress came up in every single reading today for July 2025. Very interesting. So I feel with the Empress in your particular reading that you're releasing something, right? And you're moving into a new area or situation or time in your life, maybe a new phase in your life. And I feel like this is just the beginning. It definitely could be something that's going to be manifesting for you over like the next 9 months, the next year, where over this time, especially because it's below the King of Pentacles and next to the Ten of Pentacles, over this time, about 9, 10, 12 months from whenever you release something, right? Things are starting to take shape. Things are forming for you. A better life is forming. You're going to, like I said, you're going to feel more comfortable. You're going to feel more grounded. You're taking care of yourself, okay? Because with the discernment over here, something was throwing you off kilter. Something was causing, like the Five of Wands, where it was causing like chaos or a lack of movement or frustration, anxiety, something like that. And so you're releasing that. You're taking care of yourself. You're putting yourself first, okay? And I feel like that's the core of setting that foundation for what you deserve and what your worth is, what you need in your life. And then that's opening. I just heard it's opening miracles for some people. Okay. It's like you're taking care of your body, of your mental health, of your, like I'm seeing somebody drinking something, like a potion, or which not literally, but you know what I mean? Like drinking like healing juice, like a green juice or something like that. And it's because, so that could be literal or that could be metaphorical for these changes that you're hopefully going to be making and getting rid of something negative here, where you go from that to feeding your body nutrients that it needs, which could be literal nutrients. It could be shifting your environment, shifting the way you think and talk to yourself and things like that. So things are shifting in a positive direction for you. And then you have the Three of Cups here, which is some sort of celebration. Okay, so I'm really feeling like you're celebrating release and freedom from something that was holding you back. And I feel like some of you, the main thing in July for a lot of you could be the realization that something was holding you back. It's like something happens and you're like, wait a minute, what did I just see? What did I just hear? What did they say? What just happened? And that gets you thinking, where it's like, wait a minute, I don't deserve that. Why did that happen? Okay. And then you celebrate releasing that, because with that Five of Wands, it was like holding you back from like your true potential, something like that. And another thing that's standing out to me here with the Three of Cups are the pumpkins. Oh, remember how I said like 9, 10, 12 months earlier? So it could actually be like September, October, when like the pumpkin starts to come out, right? The pumpkin spice everywhere, the pumpkin pie, we start thinking about that. And then literally pumpkins can come out in October, right, for Halloween. So there could be something significant that happens for you. Like it's starting in July, but then by September, October, November, you're starting to see like major significant changes by that time. Okay. Yeah, look, this is what I was just talking about, major significant changes. And then we have the Judgment card here. So that's what I'm talking about. Things shifting, you seeing the light. See, the Judgment card talks about hearing things, seeing things for what they really are. Okay. And changing your perspective based on what you hear and what you see, which is what I'm talking about with the Discernment card over here. So it's like seeing the truth of a situation, which is then allowing you to break free from a situation. So this could be a situation, a job, a relationship. This could be something that had a hold on your mind, something that you kept telling yourself, like, I can't do it, or something like that. Like, I really feel like you're breaking free. You're seeing the light. You're seeing the truth, clarity of a situation, which then you're saying, I deserve better than this. Okay? Whether you deserve better from a person, place, or thing, or you deserve to give yourself better. Okay, then we have the Eight of Wands. Like I said, okay, there's a couple things going on here. I'm getting like a flash where, like I just said, someone says something, someone does something, something happens at work, something happens with yourself where you say, I deserve better. I'm gonna treat myself better. I'm gonna take care of myself better. I'm gonna, better my life, whatever it is. Or I deserve a better person in my life, a better romantic partner, a better job, better career. It seems like it's a flash. It's like that last straw where you're like, okay, that's it. I've seen the light of day. I don't want to be here anymore. Okay. And that sparks this transformation. So something's triggering it in July that kind of triggers this chain of events that I think you'll see like the results within a year's time. Okay. There could definitely be something that happens in August with number 8 here. Again, we're getting toward like the end of summer, getting close to fall, getting into fall with the Three of Cups and the pumpkins here. So I feel like it's a flash of something in July and then this gradual process, but definitely there's movement that's taking shape in July, going through probably, toward the end of the year. And then you have the Knight of Cups. I love this. So the Knight of Cups means that you're going after something that's in your heart. You're taking care of yourself. You're following your heart. You're following your dreams. You're listening to your intuition. You're feeling better. Okay. Things are taking shape for you. I mean, do you see this? How powerful this is? The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Talk about movement. Okay. You're releasing something in your life that was causing stagnation. Okay. Whether it was another person in your life or it was yourself that was standing in your way, you're finding the courage in July to make changes in your life. Your fears are no longer holding you back. Other people's fears are no longer holding you back. Other people's lack of self-responsibility is no longer holding you back. Okay? You're realizing that it's time for you to break free from something that's been holding you back. I wish you so much luck with this. I feel like it's going to be so empowering for you. And that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.